TV radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio. The pathfinder for radio. Elegbete TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Elegbete TV and Radio. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthews. You love to call me the Elegbete One of Sports. So many things going on in the beautiful world of sports. Called it yesterday, told you guys that Barcelona cannot beat Man United. Not going to be a big scoreline, and that's exactly what happened. 2-1. It ended at Old Trafford. Barcelona scored first. A not well taken penalty by Robert Lewandowski, but eventually, even though David De Gea got a hand to it, rested in the net, and you would have thought that Barcelona would build on that, create chances and take them, because that's what Barcelona are known for historically. Creates a lot of chances, eventually take them. But the Barcelona without Lionel Messi actually is a football club, but lacking in the magic that Messi brings, and that's exactly what happened. Because Manchester United, they did not relent. They came back, and it was Fred. It was a Brazilian affair anyway. It was Fred first who picked up a loose ball, and whether he poked it, whatever he did with the ball found its way into the net. And it was 1-1. And before you could say Jack Robinson, Antony came on in the second half, added speed to the game, and a bit of pace and all that, was good as it kept Barcelona restricted. Eventually got a goal to say, yes, I'm back. I'm not DJ Spinner anymore. It is no longer DJ Antony, but Antony the goal scorer. 2-1. At the very other game, Lewandowski had a chance to bring it to 2, probably drag the game into extra time or penalties, but that didn't happen. Well, this morning on the show, let's talk about the comparison between Erik Ten Hag and Sir Alex Ferguson, because almost everybody, former goalkeeper, Peter Schmeichel, Skolman, Scholes, and a few of the class of 92, the demons of the ancestors of Manchester United, have come out to see that the vibes. This is no longer DNA, it's not vibe. The vibes that they're having is the Sir Alex Ferguson vibe. That one thing that is good about Erik Ten Hag is the fact that he knows how to use his players. And that's a very key thing in coaching anyway. It is one thing to have all the players, it's another thing to know how to use them, deploy them in the right way, and keep the dressing room in harmony and peace and happiness. And I guess he knows how to use them. When a coach is winning, all these positive accolades, like when Liverpool was winning, everything positive was said about your club. Same for Pep Guardiola. But when they start winning, you start hearing things about, like Pep Guardiola, he's a fraud. I don't even know where that comes from anyway. He's a fraud. He thinks too much. He thinks out with the team too much. What all that talk? Right now, Erik Ten Hag is the man who can do no wrong in the eyes of everybody. Can't even lose a game. Every game he plays is winning. He's getting a result, and everybody feels happy. But do you think that it's a step too far comparing him to Sir Alex Ferguson? Let's not forget that this weekend he have a chance to win his first title for Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. Whether we like it or not, he's coming, and this is his first season. He's run all the way, and he's about to win a title for them. But Scholes took it even a step further by saying Manchester United can win the treble this season. The treble of the Carabao Cup, the Europa Cup, and most likely the league title. That one is asking for too much anyway. But it's not impossible. The league is not over. Mathematically, the league title is not out of their reach, so it is doable. Having said all that, anyway, what says you? And then there is boxing into this conversation. Jake Paul, the YouTube boxer, as they call it, I think it's about time they drop the YouTuber from his name because he beats Tommy Fury this weekend, and I'm praying he does. Yes, because I think that Tommy Fury is just flying on the back of his brother Tyson Fury. Okay, he beats Tommy Fury this weekend. He is going to be regarded as a professional boxer, and is going to be ranked by the WBC or the boxing, whatever boxing board or control, whatever they are going to rank him. So, and don't forget, he gets 15 million. Tommy Fury gets 5 million, irrespective of where they go. That's one of the things I like about boxing. You already know your pause before the fight starts, so there is no whether you win or lose. That's what you get. I like that about it. I also don't think that boxing is a sport anyway. But all of these are the things we need to talk about. Tommy Fury coming to this on the back of being the brother of Tyson Fury, but then having fought some, unknowns. Jake Paul also have fought some unknowns, no real professional boxer, fought MMA people, retired boxers, and the rest of them. But he comes with 20 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. He comes to this party with 20 million. Now, you guys might not understand that number, but 20 million, I have 10, I'm just about hitting 11,000. I have 10,930 something, right? And in that space, I am seeing, for instance, in Nigeria as the highest grossing subscriber base of any sports channel in Nigeria. Okay, just think about it for a minute. But Jake Paul have 20 million. So it is that 20 million that gives him his bargaining power. That's the reason why I keep begging people, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we get to 20 million, Jesus Christ, I can confidently go out there and tell you I would employ 5,000 people to work for the Nigerian Professional Football League. And they will be well paid. And when I say well paid, they will be well paid, live a good life. They will not be thinking of jackpotting. Yeah, I mean, if we have 20 million subscribers, Jesus Christ, active, 20 million active subscribers. If I put out the content and every time I put out the content, there's 10 million views, just 10 million views. I don't care. I don't care where the person is. So far, they have skills and talent, I'll employ them. Yeah. Grassroots, even when they're playing monkey post, I'll have a reporter reporting it. That's guaranteed because I've worked the match and I know how it works. Okay. And also our ability to produce, broadcast, and stream the Nigerian League will just go through the roof. So that's the target. I don't know if we will ever achieve it, but what is wrong with dreaming? A couple of years ago, I dreamed that I'll be, I had this dream, this ambition to produce Nigerian League, to do content around Nigerian League. It's happening now. It was just 5-6 years ago when I was talking about it. Now it's a reality. So I don't put anything past happening anymore. Anything is possible. So Jake Paul says he's going to beat Tommy Fury. It's not just going to fight. It's a 3 minutes round, 8 rounds. That's what's going to happen. So a total of 24 minutes if you put the fight, and the fight goes to the distance. But remember, there'll be breaks and all that. But in boxing, 3 minutes look like 3 years. Could be like 3,000 years. You know that thing they said in the Bible, like a day in the sight of man, 1,000 years in the sight of man is like a day in the sight of God. That's how boxing is. They put you in the ring to fight for 3 minutes. You practically be thinking you'll be fighting since Adam was in the Garden of Eden up until now. That's just the way it is. And then again, Manchester United, all of the things I want us to talk about. Manchester United versus Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup. Who takes it for you? Manchester United are unstoppable. Newcastle look unbeatable until they played Liverpool this weekend, and they were beaten. Newcastle are not going to have their number one goalkeeper as he is red carded against Liverpool. And I don't like it. You get a red card in the league and then you get to miss another competition. I mean, imagine getting a red card in the Champions League and missing that in the league, or getting a red card in the league and missing that in Champions League. To me, it doesn't make sense. But hey, it's the rules. And I'm also asking, should they scrap the Carabao Cup? It doesn't seem to have any value, especially for the big teams. But hey, say that to Erik Ten Hag this morning and you practically will have a fight. So let's go over the talking point that we have again. Is it safe to compare the vibes of Erik Ten Hag to that of Sir Alex Ferguson? Bukayo Saka gets a new contract that gives him about 10 million a year, 10 million pounds a year. That's about 200,000 pounds every week. Okay, do you think he deserves it? Or Arsenal again are making the kind of mistake they make with Adebayor what's it called? Mesut Ozil and Aubameyang. Yeah, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. You think they're making the same mistake? You think that money is too much? Or in today's market value, you think, okay, it's good to give him that contract just in case Man City comes next summer. And I think that they're going to come for him, wanting to sign him on. He's one of the hottest prospects. I am not one of those who believe that he's the best player in Premier League the way the AFTV fans think, but I think it's one of the very, very bright prospects of the league. And Man City might come. So should Arsenal sign that contract pretty soon, as they say it's going to sign? You think it's worth it? Like it's worth £200,000 a week, £10 million a year? Jesus Christ, Bukayo Saka. Hey, wow. Yeah, I think maybe I'm just going to make me start thinking if I should make force one of my child to play football. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Also, those are the conversations that we will be having. If you're there, I'm here. Let's have a talk. Let's have your take on this one. It is Friday. Remember, you could go out of football completely and get in on the conversation somewhere else. The MPFL have ended first round, right? On the 3 weeks break after election, the MPFL comes back again. If you have any question, any talking point from the MPFL, bring it up. Let's have that conversation as well. Once again, my name is Daffy Matthews. You love to come in the sports. Let's dive into your conversation as you are popping them in. Don't forget to join in on the subscriber base list of our YouTube channel. Please do what to subscribe to us. And don't forget that Victor Osimhen this season, aside Erling Haaland, is the second highest goal scorer in all of the top 5 leagues in Europe. Scoring goals like goals are going out of fashion. I think it's got 18 already. If you're there, I'm here. Let's jump in on your thoughts because I'm just the anchor. You guys are the real analysts and the guys who make it work. So it is your talking points that determine the sway and flow of the show. So let's take this one coming in from Instagram. Daily Manor. He said, I predicted a 2-1 scoreline yesterday. Certainly, New United would win. Congratulations on that one. I hope you put some money on it because if you predicted a correct score 2-1 and you won, I think it's a good odds for you. Daily Manor said, good morning, Legote. Thank you very much. To join photography, it's been a while. Where have you been? Yeah. Damilin says United for life. And he said scores they play. He said quadruple. He said quadruple. Yeah, quadruple, not triple. Quadruple. I don't understand where that one's coming from, Sha. But hey, sometimes football give you orgasm, man. They say I'm not sure if I've done that before. They say when man the fire woman they make promises way not go feel make like if I go Aba, I go buy you shoe. If I go shoe, I go buy you Aba. So I guess football gave him that orgasm that made him start saying Man United will win the quadruple of the Carabao Cup or Calabar Cup as I love to call it, the Europa Cup, FA Cup, and the league title. Wow. What if? Okay, so let me take it to another level. What if Erik Ten Hag wins it? So this is something somebody brought to my attention yesterday evening, that there are more Pep Guardiola proteges doing coaching and doing well than Jose Mourinho proteges. And I was wondering, like, what's the need for that comparison? It's not my business. If I train you and you don't go on to do well, it's not my business. Okay? But hey, people like to banter. And they just, AVB didn't last, blah, blah, blah. There's no other person from Mourinho's side. I don't know. I wasn't taking records, so I don't know. But then he says, listing Pep Guardiola's boys, Vincent Kompany at Burnley, Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, Erik Ten Hag at Man United, and then mentioned some guy, Julian Nagelsmann, some guys in Germany, and all that. I was like, okay, really? Well, that does sound nice, but to me, it's not really a big deal. Okay? But Daily Man has said, Erik Ten Hag should be free from being compared to Fergie. But he is a very formidable manager and he should be given his flowers. Rather, what I would say is that he's going in the right step and direction. Thank you very much for that. I think I hate comparison because comparison brings unnecessary pressure. I know growing up how people had issues comparing their children with me, because I kind of like find it easy to do well in school, right? And it's not really because I was the best guy, like, I must this. Because me, before the best son, I don't run. I like to play well, and I still like to play these days. But my results were just good somehow. Truth. Because when I say somehow, I know there are people who were like bookwormers. I became a bookworm later. Like bookworm later, I became a voracious reader, researcher later. But those early days of primary and secondary school, I don't know. I just passed. I would say I was like a good student in school. I was a disturber, a noise maker, like very useless somebody. Like I frustrate teachers. I will asking questions that are not even in the syllabus. Just excuse me, sir. I have a question. You know that kind of stupid idiot. I'm very short in front of the class. But when exam come, I'm that guy who will play, disturb everybody, and pass exam. Then you just see people, parents comparing their children with me, like, and then you just notice that some people are just hating you for no reason. I don't like comparison, but I like people like you said, I like people getting their flowers when it is due, and I think Erik Ten Hag have done well. I am not disappointed with the prediction I made about him from the beginning. That if there is a team that will compete with Man City for the title, it's Manchester United. Arsenal, for me, this season has been a surprise. It's unexpected. Yes, I know that Arteta is good, is in the right direction, but it is unexpected because Arsenal was just a first 11 team. They don't have a backup. So I didn't have the guts. When I do my research, I always do research based on numbers, based on facts, figures, eventuality, things that could happen. My Arsenal didn't fit into that. That was why I said from the beginning that they were just going to make the top four. That Arsenal are on top of the league for such a long time. That's a different conversation entirely. Well, Arsenal is not in the topic today. Damilink says, but I saw somewhere they said it is all or nothing fight. I don't know how true it is. Yeah, it is all or nothing, but there is still a split. Yeah, it's a 20 million pause. There's still a split. So all or nothing was, they didn't sign it, was what Jake Paul was introducing. Like, okay, if you trust yourself, I'm willing to put my purse on the line. Like, how do I explain it now? Jake Paul was like, I'm willing to put my purse on the line, all or nothing. If you beat me, take everything. Let me go home empty-handed. And if I beat you, you go home empty-handed. But they did sign that contract. So it was just something they put in the media. As at this morning, Jake Paul is still pushing for it. It's not happened. Mike Tyson, something, the British media think that, the British people, boxing people, media think that Jake Paul is a fluke, is bad news for boxing. But the Americans think that Jake Paul is the best thing to ever happen to boxing, because Mike Tyson yesterday in an interview said that Jake Paul, the word he uses is an enigma, that boxing need Jake Paul. I also think that boxing need Jake Paul because at sometimes, I'm not a rule. I don't know how to follow rules, okay? I'm a disruptor. So every time I see a disruptor to a system, I get excited because it makes me feel like, oh, I'm not alone. This is normal. This is the new way. I think that boxing had become boring, after Floyd Mayweather. Anton Joshua is not really the guy who excites you with his boxing. You kind of like want to come into the ring and after the ring just go straight to the nightclub. That's not the boxing we used to know. Boxing used to be slugging, used to be, bouncing and, massacre. That's what we used to know boxing for. But this one, it doesn't make sense. So somebody who comes in with all the balls, all the razzmatazz, all the noise and all that, that's why I like Tyson Fury anyway. That's also why I like the Bronze Bomber. Just that Tyson Fury have destroyed his brain. He's not settled. He needs some time for the beef in his head to rearrange. But for Jake Paul, I just love the noise, the excitement that he brings. Because for me, what is sports without noise? What is sports? Why did we fall in love with Muhammad Ali? Because all the things that he says before the fight and what he says in the fight and after the fight, those are the things that are the take home for us. So I think I love Jake Paul because of what he brings to boxing. And hey, in 2023, to have the attention of 20 million people, I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, you're the president of the world. 20 million people? I have 20 million people. They go use bullion van bring money come my office. But bullion van must miss road. Bullion van must miss road. And I must add new color. You cannot know now. You cannot have 20 million people and everything doesn't normal. No, nah. Sure. Then you see somebody have somebody's at about he changed color. Where we used to have royal blue, ink blue, sky blue, dark blue. Now we now have bala blue. And we add color too now, like red now. I just add bala red or something. Something, I'll just add one new color. So to give it, Abayagbo came and gave us crank up, higgy hanger. Bros add blue to add bala blue to blue. I'll add something. If I have 20 million subscribers in my channel and they're active, I'll add something. I don't know what I will add now, but that time you go, I me pass it go. I'm just telling you guys, I'm not humble about it. I'm not. Okay, so let's go back to what you guys are saying on Instagram. But I saw somewhere. Okay, I read that one. Yeah. They've not signed that document. No mind it. Dameli says ETH is really trying. He has brought back the feel-good spirit, and the players respect him a lot. Taking away Pogba and likes of bad energy, one of the foundation of the success this season. I agree with you as well on that one. I can argue. Dameli says we go to finish Newcastle. Don't be too sure, but I mean I'll bet everything I have in mind. I tell you that. I don't know. Dameli says Saka deserves it. He has been a standout for them, and it seems to be a very serious and committed player. I agree with you on that one too. I cannot argue. Felix the Great, my guy, this guy. We still have something to do together. I'm still thinking. There's a podcast that I'm thinking about the Nigerian League. I need you. I need Mike the Pundit. I need a few guys. But how to bring it together is what I'm thinking. Eventually, it's going to happen. Let me master the act. I'm still learning how to be a producer now for the league. To stream and produce. Once I master it and I get it to autopilot, I will do another one. I don't like to carry too many things in my hand and then I fail to deliver. But I know that I'm planning the podcast that have you, Emmanuel team, UB, Mike the Pundit, and a few other guys like that. Guerrero, yeah, and then Andrew, and in my head, and then this beautiful lady, Jane Francis Oweze, then you have Toby Adepoju, some of the guys, Fisayo Dairo. We don't have to be in the same place, but it's going to come out. I'll work on it when the time comes. Felix, a great one, says 200K a week is good spot for Saka, for one of the best players in the league. Okay, that's decent considering if he left for elsewhere, it would probably earn more. Okay, now you brought in a perspective that I like. Yes, I feel it's going to say at this moment the Premier League feels like the one that United will certainly miss out on to win the quadruple. All the cups look feasible. Okay, even the Europa Cup. Hey, great idea, what's up? Ideale, say greetings. Great job with the MPFL production. Thank you very much. I am honored and humble about that. I think people love this one way more than the one we did in Just. And I must be honest, we were just starting. We were overwhelmed by getting to Just. And for me, it was like, oh, this? Like, so let me say, like a worry boy. Now maybe this, that feeling. And so I took my eyes off a little bit. Even Benin, and Benin wasn't like, so let's say Benin was 40% of what we planned to do. Let me be very honest here. Behind closed door, I was hard on my team. Like, this didn't work, that didn't work, this. No, this is not what I wanted. This is the script. This is what I had in mind. We didn't get it. But how it came out, right? How it came out in Benin, and I must say that Benin was also good. Just was difficult for us. Benin, for instance, we rented a generator, and then the stadium guy came and said, no, they have their own independent power plant. Like, then they go off. We should go off the generator, forget the fuel, just return it back, and they gave us light. So Benin Stadium was built in such a way that it makes the production easy. Just it's practically an uncompetent Benin. I would love to go back to Benin again and correct all the mistakes that we made. There's a whole lot of mistakes. You may not say it, but there is a whole lot of mistake. Rating us on a scale of 1 to 10, I think we didn't get past 4. It's a 4 over 10. People like it, I agree, but it's still a 4 over 10. It doesn't change that fact. And I hope that we'll be able to improve on it in the next production that we get. Let the second round comes. There's a whole lot of people fighting for it. So it's not just us. there is a whole lot, and we're practically the poorest team. We're practically the poorest team in this production. If you look at the other people, and I hear that SuperSport is also going to come on board. So we're practically the poorest team in the production, but we're the most creative team in the production as well. So it's our creativity versus people's money, people's facilities, equipment, and the rest of them. I will say I go at the end of the day. But I want to say massive shout out to Benin people. Like the feeling, it felt like I was home. I don't know if because I was born in Benin, but it felt like I was home. It felt like I was amongst my people, the comradeship, the love. People know you there. Where you, like it just nobody know. Just a few people. Nobody know me there. Well, look at me like, who be this one? You know, that kind of feeling. But I felt a little bit unsafe. But in Benin, I could have, if I was able to fund it, I could have stayed there for like 1 month. Because Benin was like really, really good for me. I think we still need to go back. I would plead that they give us a chance to go back to Benin and do another production, and hopefully we do better. When we do it, you see, I like the fact that we were able to do our drone shot for one, and we're the first now to do that one for the league in this season, and I hope that will bring more innovation. I'm looking for, there's a particular camera that I'm looking for, that one that does that La Liga 360 degrees camera. I don't think anybody have it. I wanted to rent it and be able to try something, when a goal is scored. But hey, you have this thing, you have a creative idea, but you still need the tools to get it done. Talking about comments on Instagram, now Dylan I say, Bolivar must miss road. I did tell you now. If I get 20 million subscribers on this YouTube channel, Bolivar go miss road. I would employ what's that lawyer that is always on TV defending Tinubu. I will employ him to just be washing my car. Anybody ask question about what we do, go and defend us, because he's doing a good job in defending rubbish. Okay, because I'm gonna do some rubbish too. Small Edu says Man United will win Carabao Cup, but too early for that comparison. In my opinion, I agree with you as well on that front. The comparison, I don't think it's even needed. Even comparing him with Pep Guardiola is not needed. Don't talk of Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Victor Malalu, first off, let me apologize for not wishing you a happy birthday, happy belated birthday to you. It's been a while, but I remember on the day of your birthday, I was on the show. I talked about it, but then I forgot. I'm sorry about that one, but happy belated birthday to you. Say good morning, Chief. Thank you very much. Felix is great. He said that just stadium, that case, uncompleted building, that's how you call it. From the way it is built. No, the building, the design of the stadium is beautiful. And I was saying to some guys in Just, I said, if all your governors, that stadium has been in the work for the past 16 years, if all they do every month is, let's put 250,000 naira into the stadium, by now, that stadium will not complete. The design of the stadium is good, the whole stadium complex, the whole landmass, everything is good. But because it's an uncompleted building, we'll talk about drone there. And I told my guys, we can't put this one on TV. People would attack it because on social media, people would attack it. People forget about the match and start talking about the stadium because it's practically a disgrace. It's almost like the Alliance Arena in Germany, but let them just complete it. That's my prayer. Okay, so let me read the whole thing. He said, I just stadium, that case from the way it is built to the fact that it is still not complete. Okay, plus the distance from the stand to pitch is a lot. Benin looked fit for purpose. Yes, I agree with you. No, but I think if they complete the Just Stadium, you will not notice that distance anymore. I mean, West Ham Stadium is like that, right? So you will not notice the distance. Victor Malalo said, thanks, bros. Daily Man, I say you need drones to take great area views. I have drones, but not every stadium you go use drone. If I go to Port Harcourt, for instance, if I go to Uyo, I go to Aba, I go to Benin, drone is good. I go to Ibadan, drone is. The thing about drone is drone can embarrass you. Drone would embarrass your shot. If you are in a useless stadium, like that Just Stadium, if you're in a bad stadium, drone will just expose. Don't forget that broadcast is 75% aesthetics, and then 25%, knowledge, information. So when you put the drone shot, no, don't put this one out. Because we're not there to show the negative of the league. We're there to show you what is good about the league. So you have to find good places where you can do that drone shot. We did a drone shot. Go watch the highlights of what we did in Benin. You see, we opened with the drone shot, okay, and it's good, but you have to be careful. Not everywhere you can put a drone shot. And then don't forget that the laws of Nigeria, you can also take a drone to travel on flights. You can fly with a drone, okay? So all of those things also have its own side effect to it, okay? So it's one of those things. But I think I love the Benin work that we did, and hope I can get to a place where I can say, well, we hit 75% of my expectation. At that point, to be good. For now, we have not even hit pass mark. We are repeating classes. I think the third opportunity to do, we might just hit 50% or more. I think we'll correct some things. And when it happens, you will notice. I know that a lot of people love what we've done now, but when that happens, you will notice. Having said that, Daily Man, I say, but the place has to be beautiful. Yes. So let's go to YouTube and see what you guys are saying on YouTube. My family, people, everybody there. Chinedu Emmanuel, say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Duni Remleko, say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Michael later takes the button and says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I can't remember Silas watching lots of United matches in the stadium since he left. Ten Hag is getting it right. Even with the Barca goal, I was relaxed knowing United will get back. Yeah, that's something again that Manchester United now have. You know, back in the day, Manchester United, if you score Man United, everybody who's watching like, you just scored them. Okay, now, what you're asking for, it's like slapping army man in front of a barracks. What you ask for, you will definitely get. Okay, and that's Man United. That I wasn't a Man United supporter, but you know, I grew up watching Bryan Robson play for Manchester United, Erik Antony, you know, the Beckham for schools, right, Roy Keane and the rest of them. That attack line that had Aniko and Dwachok at one point was so bad that you can score 3 goals against Manchester United in the first half. Go into the dressing room, you come back in 90 minutes, that game is either 5-3, 4-3, 6-3, or whatever. Man United will win. And then Man United were also very good at scoring late goals. Okay, so the game is not over. Once Man United is playing 90 minutes plus, the game is still not over. If they are not winning, it's still not over. One or the other will win. And it became Fergie time, right? And all of those kind of vibes are beginning to come back with Man United. You score them, it seems like I play in the play, so they play. Just they play. Because Man United will come back and they will do to you what they did in 1960 Beleke. And that's exactly what's with this Man United. And it's also something that I think is missing with the Arsenal team. Sometimes there is this fear of, we will not first concede because we just might not come back into it. And you want to have your team being able to greet and wit and, you know, show experience. There are a lot of young players in the Arsenal team anyway. So sometimes when it happens, I don't really get angry because I think with experience, with time, they will get better. And if they keep, you know, playing with their play, they will do better. But Man United, I think, have the most complete squad in the Premier League. They have like a balance of youth and experience. We don't need speed. They have Garnacho, Rashford, Antony to call on. If Antony's madness is not holding him to do 360 degrees in one place, well, and then they also have experience in Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen when he's fit, what's it for Casemiro, Varane, David De Gea. All of these guys are experienced players that you know can put a stable leadership in the team. So there's a perfect balance in the team, and there are not too many players who want to run away. Like at Man City, yes, they have a lot of experience, but there are players who seem to be tired of the Man City merry-go-round, because to play under Pep Guardiola is a very demanding coach, and sometimes footballers, as I know, could be mentally lazy sometimes. At some point, like, we're done. And then it seems like Pep Guardiola doesn't really give you the freedom to be you. You know, he wants you to play in a certain kind of way. Footballers also like the freedom of expression to do it their own way. And once, you know, someone is beating you and stopping you from doing that, sometimes it's very, very difficult. Well, let's move on to the next comment on the YouTube channel. Oluwafemi Adebola says, hello. Okay, Stamina Emmanuel, my great friend, brother, teammate, who's now coaching in South Africa. He had this to say. He says, salute to you guys and Elegbete family. And then he went to say, a very big shout out to Victor Osimhen, African Footballer of the Year in the making. I agree with you 100%. Akin Bird on Instagram say, if you were a Chelsea fan, or you have any sort of decision-making influence in Chelsea FC, would you keep Potter or he should go? Is the Potter dream achievable? If you keep Potter for 10 years, if you keep Potter for 2 seasons, Chelsea will play in Championship next season, and the season after. Okay, this season they are still a safe place. I am the first person that said employing Potter was a waste of time. And I remember the tweet I made was, I said, so heavy-duty truck have their capacity. You cannot use a 5-tonner truck to carry a 20-tonner load. The truck would be damaged. It's not the truck that is bad. It's just that the load is too much. Graham Potter have not worked in a club where the player's salary alone would destroy his brain. So we all have capacity of money that we have seen. It's like a bank. Have you? I don't know if it's happened to you, but have you ever received a certain kind of deposit in your account and you can no longer access your account? Especially for those people who have not regularized their document, like you've not submit your light bill and everything. Somebody go and pay some money. For me, it will not happen to me. It's not happened to me because I've done my paperwork. Like my account has been running since forever. But it's happened to a lot of people. That's who Graham Potter is. Graham Potter is that bank account that you've not submitted your BVN, you've not submitted light bill. You just open. You know when bank marketers come to you, say open without any paperwork. You just open. So they can allow you do 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, 1,000. The day somebody mistakenly go and pay 100,000 or 1 million your account, they'll block your account. That's exactly what Graham Potter is. Graham Potter's head cannot imagine, cannot fathom what is going on with Chelsea right now. It's like doing operation in a blind person, okay, doing surgery in a blind person and exposing that blind person to halogen light. The person will be permanently blind. There's nothing Graham Potter can do. It's not like he's a bad coach, but this, in American movie, they'll say, this is above his pay grade. This dressing room is above his pay grade. This club is above his pay grade. Then beyond that, English coaches don't do well. Forget about Eddie Howe not taking Newcastle to the finals of the Carabao Cup. It will say end of this season not winning that title, case not taken, and then still not make the top four. So I don't see Graham Potter anywhere near doing anything good for the club. So if I have the power to make a decision, as you ask me, Aki, I don't fire. I'm not going to vote for a player in the first place. So now one of our guys, Professor Precious Omosuwe, now he encouraged Bolly to employ Graham Potter. Graham Potter is shit. And you know what? Brighton and Hove have proven that Graham Potter was not the magic. The club structure was the magic. See one novice coming and they're still doing well. And then Graham Potter has it's not one only two in the last 14 games or so. That's that coaching. And it's not like he doesn't have the good players. You have quality players in the state. When you look Chelsea play, they are annoying. Everybody just want to do what they like in a team that have a coach. No, Graham Potter is not the guy. Felix, the great one, he says, while I was happy and I have been happy with our reaction to going behind in recent games, i.e. Leeds and Barca, okay, home and away, I am also worried that's not sustainable and could cost us at some point. Yeah, but it doesn't happen like it's not a 10-game streak where Man United always go behind the same. First off, you have to understand that football is different now, and it's hard to hold it strong and say you can defend for 90 minutes. No, if you choose to attack, you're going to leave some gap at the back. If you choose to defend, you're going to leave spaces in front. So it's not easy. Goalless draw, goalless game are not going to be easy anymore. Clean sheets. Those days where somebody went a season, 20 clean sheets, 15 clean sheets, it's not going to be that easy anymore. I don't care who you are, you concede goal. I know that somebody will raise Napoli now, but there's always once in a while exception to the rule. Okay, Felix the Great went on to say something else. On Instagram, he said, we can't afford to concede first against Newcastle. They will milk the situation. We have to start well on Sunday in that final. Winning the trophy will help the players believe. I don't know, but I don't think Newcastle will be a team that Man United will worry about. Man United will beat them. So concede first. Who was going to go for Newcastle? Newcastle is not as good as people think. People are overrated at Newcastle. Yes, they find their way up there. I mean, I've never rated them. I will not. But let's see how it goes. All right. Michael Aleta, I said Ten Hag says the right things. He was asked if the team is getting the right praise. He said it is not about that, but about trophies. Okay. His mentality is elite. United will win the Carabao Cup. And in his true, it's about trophies. Okay. And what is good about him is they went to go and bring a coach who's won trophies, who's used to that atmosphere, that aura, that ambience of we're playing to win, not we're playing to survive. We're playing for 40, 50 points. That's the difference between Man United and Chelsea. Man United employed a coach who is elite, who's top of the table guy. Chelsea went to go and employ a 41-point coach and a coach who celebrates 51 points. Like, he's won everything, a quadruple. So it's different. And you need to go back to the 90s. When Arsenal fired Graham, they went to bring in Roach from Bolton Wanderers. Now, Arsenal was on the rise. I don't want the title not too long. They were, on the rise. Had quality players. Some of the best players in the league were playing for Arsenal. Bruce Raj brought in his Bolton mentality. And Bolton finishing anywhere above 10 is a miracle, is a great achievement. And so that's what he brought to the team. He forgot to elevate himself to the club level. Rather, he brought the club to his own level. In 2013, Sir Alex Ferguson left and brought in David Moyes. I'm creating a pattern for this. I brought in David Moyes. David Moyes had never coached a team to the top of the table. Once they made it to the top four, was 2012 or so. But his primary position in the league is 10, 8, 9, 7, right? And Manchester United, who had never go below third, once they were third, it's always been first and second, finished the season in 7th with the same players that won the league the previous season, right? So what you need to understand in this regard, what I'm saying is, there are coaches who have a ceiling. There is a cap. And it's also, look around you in Nigeria. Look at Nigerian businesses, people, the way we set up our structure. It's the same thing. Because you cannot, in life, generally, you cannot grow past your mentality. What you can't envisage or envision inside, you can't bring it, you can't manifest outside. I'm beginning to sound like all those aspire motivational speaker, but it's the truth. So you have to, first of all, have capacity. This tweet I tweeted one time, people were insulting me. I said, the Nigeria that we're praying for, we have not built capacity to be in that Nigeria. The Nigeria that we're praying, like you go to Dubai now, you just go and get a card for train. Easy. Pack the whole Dubai people, come up for Dubai, put Nigeria there, Nigeria will crash the system. Because we are not ready for it. And a good example is go to Dubai, go to Charger, see where Nigerians are staying. Nigeria is a job 4-story building, the job corner. That's who we are. Because it's not like we're bad people. It's just that we've not been trained. We've not prepared our mind. That's the same thing with people like Graham Potter. You take a Potter to go coach a team like Chelsea. Chelsea have been one of the best teams in the last 20 years across Europe, the Premier League and Europe. In the last 20 years, they are in the same rank with Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, FC Barcelona, Chelsea. Those 4 teams are the best team. And then you bring in a corrupt driver to come and be your Rolls Royce driver. He go bash the car. He go driver for petrol. He go destroy the car. Because when you want to employ a driver for a Rolls Royce, you don't employ a driver, you employ a chauffeur. They are 2 different things. Mama put and chef are 2 different things. Even though saying a stove, fire, pots, and ingredients they both they use. So I think that's the problem that Chelsea is suffering. And I don't care what they do. Chelsea needs a coach with a win in the head. A Luis Enrique, Zinedine Zidane. Unfortunately, they can't get Carlo Ancelotti right now because the man only needs 1 national team job after this. Okay? But those are the kind of people they need. Maybe they'll bring Mourinho back. But it's great to say the Zerbi is doing better than Potter ever did at Brighton. You're very correct. The system at Brighton magnified Graham Potter is not elite. His pressers tells it all. Man, he has the worst press conference ever. Let me go back to what you guys are saying on YouTube. And it's Goodness Richard. Baby girl, how you doing? Thank you very much for joining in. Shinedu Emmanuel, he said, Erik Ten Hag is not close at all to Sir Alex Ferguson. So remember that Sir Alex Ferguson took 6 years and was almost getting sacked every time. So if you know Sir Alex Ferguson, maybe you're judging the later years of Sir Alex Ferguson. This guy, I admit that he is close. And if given 26 years like Sir Alex Ferguson, it will make everybody forget whether there's a guy called Sir Alex Ferguson at all. Okay, but let's keep it going. So it's not close to Sir Alex Ferguson. Considering the amount of money Man United already spent on players, Sir Alex built teams. Shut up. You don't know nothing. Shut up, shut up. That's conversation. That's what they used to deceive you. That's a very big lie. Where did you get Andre Kaczewski's from? Where did you get Erik Antony from? Where did you get Hughes from? Where did you get Dwight York from? Where did you get Andy Cole from? Because these are the guys who really made it up for you. Where did you get what's it called? Roy Kane from? Where did you get Yapstaff from? Ruud van Nistelrooy, Peter Schmeichel, what's it called? Blanc, Fabian Barthez. Need I mention more? Did you build those people? I'm trying to sit down somewhere and give me a conversation that I know. Don't use that nonsense that English press fed you. He built a team. He built a team of 7 players. David Beckham, Paul Scholes, what's it called? Gary Neville, what's the other ones again? Fletcher and a few other people. The real players that made it happen Manchester United were bots, and they were the most expensive players at the time. Okay, so I'm not even on that thing at all. I'm not a today person in football. Built which team, which money. If Sir Alex Ferguson was coaching today, he will spend more money than any other coach. So don't let anybody confuse you with that. Now you talk of Sir Alex Ferguson built what? A bricklayer. Igbowe Osage, say good morning. Good morning to you. Bukayo Saka is arguably Arsenal's best player, and he deserves the deal. Players who have not been consistent, as in like Sancho is on 350k, man. That's Sancho's salary sharp. Well, because of how they sign up. Pedro Oluwatemilore says, Chinedu, do you know how many times Ferguson broke transfer? Let me ask him. Beaut. I break later now. But do you remember, he said most United fans way I know they insult the manager. Now he don't turn the good manager. They were ignorant, and you can understand they were coming from 10 years of pain, so I can understand that. Igbowa Sage say people who say Ten Hag is Pep's protege don't understand football. ETH was McLaren's assistant at 20, and they won the league. A decade later, the role is not reversed, but he's Pep protege actually. It's actually Pep protege. Yeah. Corrode Timothy, he said, now election time we day, Mark will talk some more about it. Who do you see winning this election tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work. So I'm not good at predicting the election result. I'm not good at that myself. So let me mind my business. Igbowe Osage says, considering what Carrick is doing, a good job at Middlesbrough. Are we going to say Ole or Sir Alex Ferguson? In terms of coaching, I'd say it's always protege. It's always protege, whether I would like it or not. Do you remember, he said, I the wait who Arsenal go face for Europa draws today, whatever. Yes, at some point, Arsenal will just focus on the Premier League and forget the Europa, because Europa was just a way to qualify for Champions League in the first place. But if they win the Europa, I don't think Arsenal will win Europa. I don't think so. Pep is demanding, we know, but sometimes you've got to let the players be the center of attraction. See the way ETH quickly left the field to allow the players to soak it in and take the glory. Well, that doesn't really matter anyway. It depends on who is interpreting. Attention is always going to be on the players. But Pep does not bring the attention to him. It's the cameras. The funny thing is, if Pep does that same thing that Erik Ten Hag do, people will insult him. People will insult like, oh, he's feeling big, he's arrogant, is this, is that. Let's wait till Erik Ten Hag wins title like Pep. Then we'll start having this conversation. Because Pep, this is not Pep's first rodeo. This is not his beginning. This is Erik Ten Hag's beginning. Remember, Jurgen Klopp, first season when they finished 8th in the league, it was not in the media. It was always running down the tunnel. When they started winning, it goes sunny teeth like goat when they roast for abattoir and begin plenty talk. Now again that they're losing, you don't see him in the press. There's a way the press work. So let me give you a good example. We'll produce 3 games in the NPFL. When we went to Jos, we were overwhelmed by the Nigerian press system. And it is hard for me. I'm a media person. I can't fight the journalists. So we normally like to crowd a coach or anybody you're interviewing. And once that happened, my cameras are too expensive to gamble like that, so I moved it away. But for this game in Benin, what we did was make sure we head off these guys. We had to get extra security, do our pressers. Okay? Immediately the game finished, Odigi had gone inside. And I had to send people to go call him that, no, you won a game, you can't just run away. The judge also wanted to leave. And I told him, you have to wait. I had to go bring in the deputy governor, who was an ex-player. I didn't bring him because he was a deputy governor. I brought him because he was an ex-player of the team. And I needed him to talk. So sometimes, and then we also brought in Monday Guavo, also Guavo's other brother, Lucky the outside, the guy who discovered the, what's it called? Imade, so looking from the Unimed team, and he was an ex-captain, second longest serving captain of Managerial. So all of those things takes a whole lot about the press and the agreement that you have. Pep Guardiola cannot just win. Pep Guardiola is like the poster boy of the Premier League. You can't just run down the tunnel. No, they are the elder statesmen of the team. So you must understand how the media, Premier League, for instance, is not driven by football. It's driven by media. The combination of Sky Sports, BBC, ITV, and BT Sports, which BT Sports puts in 5.7 billion in pounds into that league. You think you just run down the tunnel? If they don't pre-inform you, say, we will need you for cameras, we will need you to stay in the field for so time after the game. It's important to us because it helps to the aesthetics. All those things so now are script. When you see coaches remaining, have you ever wondered why all the clubs that are facing relegation, they ever see their coaches after match? So think about it for a minute. You think that it's just the winning coaches that just like to stay on the field? No, it's the script of the league. That's the script of the league. It's been scripted. This is what is expected of you. You must meet this expectation. If not, you will take fine. When was the last time you see David Moyes standing on the field, even when they win match? Or the coach of Wolves, or the coach of Nottingham State Copper? You can't find them because nobody even want to see them. It's a script. I just need to clear that up. And, I speak with the guys, production team of the EPI, the IMG guys now. As I do mine, I try to talk to them, try to relate to them. David and Martin Tyler have helped me, hook me up with them. And it's a script. It doesn't happen by accident. If they want Erik Ten Hag to stay on the field, he go stay. Right now, then he never win anything. Make him win something first. You go no say all those letting players soak up the that lie. The Olaro what you say Man United looks like they are going places, but comparing ETH to Fergie, nah. That's going too far. They can at least win Carabao Cup this weekend. I think they're going to win it on Sunday. And then he went on to say Graham Potter has been set up for sack. But if he gets sacked, he gets about 48 million. That's the biggest payout that any coach can get across any sport. My record, right, but in football, definitely the highest. But when I say any sports, I'm not too sure because NFL, basketball, the way they do their contract is different, okay? But I know that in football, that would be like the highest ever, okay? He said, I have always said since they started buying, like it's going out of fashion, it is not used to handling things like that. It was like, he said, boss, I just observed something with your camera. The brightness is constantly adjusting to your movement. I suggest you look for a way to lock it in so that it can be even altered. No, okay, so let me explain why that is happening. That is happening because one, I have a fog light here, but beyond that, I'm using the camera of the laptop. So for that to happen, for what you're suggesting to happen, I need to buy more camera. But I'm producing the league. My investment is more on that than in this studio right now. The only thing I've done in this studio is buy 2 of these chairs. Other than that, we don't do too much shows in the studio like you have in AFTV. So when we need to produce that league first, make a mark, we're still in the testing stage. I mean, like I said, I'm funding this from my pocket. I don't have any big pocket. Anybody calling me to say, okay, let me give you 5 million, 10 million, 200 million, right? So for now, it's always going to be like it because the cameras that we're using, it's not even meant for live streaming. I'm pushing the boundaries and following the principle of start from where you are, use what you have. So it's going to be like that for now because as I move, the light is not a tracker. It's not tracking me. But if I was using, say a 4K camera, the 4K camera would automatically be adjusted. That doesn't come with a iPad camera. I'm using an iPad camera for this. That's why if you look at shows I will produce, go back and look at the channel, shows I will produce, the light, everything is well adjusted because then we can adjust it from the camera. But right now, we can't do that. I understand. I notice that every time when I go back and watch the playback, but it's not something that we can change for now. I'm sorry, until we buy more equipment for the studio. But nah. We don't have that money right now. The Lara just said new contract for Saka is good for Arsenal, but hey, it still needs backup for competition, at least for the club's sake. I think in the summer they would get some backup. That's what I think anyway. I mean, it's a wise thing to do. Marquinhos is one for the future. I think that they should loan him again when this loan run out and let him go for like 2 seasons so that we'll benefit from his experience and he comes back and it's like William Saliba, sorry. And just like Fullerene, I still think he needs 1 more year. And then when he comes back, we know we have a striker that is ready to pull his own weight in the Premier League. Arsenal doesn't look bad going into the future, but it is the vehicle that will take us from here to there. You know how we say it, like as a YouTuber, I always say, the future for me is bright, but it is sustaining the journey from here to that future. Because let's say the future is 5 years' time, right? Let's say that 5 years' time, this become a big production, everything is great. Even where I am right now, I feel excited, like, whoa, I'm producing the league, I'm doing a studio and all that. While that is great, I could do more, right? But it is sustaining it from that to there because you see, I have bills to pay, house rent, office rent, school fees, feeding your family, taking care of a lot of things, maintaining generator, doing all of these things, right? But while you're doing it, you still have to be putting content on because zero content means zero attention, and zero attention means you don't have anything that you're doing. So it's the same thing with Arsenal. I think that Arsenal, they get past this. What would be great is if they win a trophy this season, it will trigger a whole lot. They win a trophy, one, a lot of players will want to come to Arsenal. Two, it would have solidified Arteta as a coach that can be trusted. And then probably spend another 200 to 250 million to keep the team going. And then there'll be balance of the competition. You can't do it in one window. We're not Chelsea. We're not Todd Boehly. It's impossible. Okay. Antony, like I said, everything you said, it's different from my end. Yeah, I just add from Balablu. You're silly. Okay. Additional Alpha say good morning, Elegoted TV family. Potter is the scam of English media. If it was another coach, not their love story, it's different. Potter has no basis coaching a top team. CETH, you can see the process. And then he went on to say, Potter is the biggest scam. He is the first to shop Todd Boehly's money. Well, this is where we draw the curtain on the show. Yeah, Mochi Yusuf says, Bros Elegbete, I hail you too. We've come to the end of the show. It is 9:57 a.m. Promise not to beat the time today, so we're going to stay there. Thank you very much, everyone who joined in on the show today. Please, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do want to subscribe. If you like what we're doing here and all the work that we're doing with the Nigerian League and all the content for grassroots players and the rest, please preach the gospel of our channel. Drag your friends, take their phone, just take their, they don't cost money now, just take their phone, subscribe to our channel. Increase the channel because we've been struggling. Yeah, with the areas where we're struggling, we've been struggling to interview some people. We've been trying to make big interviews. Take, for instance, I really want to interview Peter Drury, but his team says our numbers are not good enough. That's important for us. Help us to grow so that we can do that. I have one shot at interviewing Arsene Wenger. Amaju made the connection and everything, but then his team again said our numbers are not there. Same for Anthony Joshua, same for the Bronze Bomber, and quite a few other people. I reached out to the David Beckham team. That one was just a no-go. But I think that if I have, for instance, 1 million subscribers, we could have a sit down and talk via Zoom and the rest of them. I have not done an interview for a while. It's missing. I don't want to repeat. I don't want to do another audio in Gallo, the same people, Victor Osimhen and the rest of them. Even though I am tempted to want to do it Victor Osimhen because of how things are going. I am tempted to want to fly to Italy, but right now I don't have the money. I won't lie to you. But I'm just saying, guys, please help us preach the gospel of this channel. Let's increase the subscriber base a bit. It is now not just my channel anymore. It's you people's channel. And we've lived up to all the promises we made when we started. Promises were we're going to have an online radio station. Checked. We're going to produce content with grassroots teams in Nigeria? Checked. We're going to try and produce content around the league, not even produce the league itself. Checked. We did around the MPFL, and now we're producing the league. All that checked. We're also going to do big interviews for Super Eagles players and some international players. All that is checked. We've done Martin Tyler, we've done quite a lot of people. Just help us to increase the numbers. Please, we are appealing, right? We are appealing. Help us to grow in terms of a subscriber base on this channel. If you like what we're doing, talk about it on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I mean, referral is the best way to grow. We need your referral right now. Having said that, thank you for everyone who's commented on us, on our content, and made the show a sweet one. Because of you, we keep going every day. My name still is Idafi Matthew Second. You love to come in the Level on the spot. I've had fun today. If you haven't, I'm not sure it's because of me. But as you go to vote tomorrow, please don't go with your jacket of violence. All right? Vote and leave the premises unless somebody else do what they want to do. Right? Don't be the guy who wants to be too brave. The highest that can happen is 1 week or 2 weeks of hashtag about you, and we'll move on. Right? So don't go and put your chest, go and be dragging gun with police and all that. No, don't do that. Please, let's vote peacefully and hope that whoever wins would be sensible enough to put a team that will function for the good of Nigeria. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. And God bless whatever positive and legitimate hustle you are into. Bye-bye and have yourself a wonderful day.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio.